Nothing like a nice clean shower. Oh, hello. You came for the top 20 video, didn't you? Well, let me wrap up this shower real quick and I'll get right with you.
A few moments later.
What's going on, guys? Trid here, and today I'm going to list the top 10 of the top 20 expensive cars in GTA Online. Without further ado, let the games begin.
Stealing your souls and money in the number 10 spot is the Pegasi Reaper with a price of $1.595 million. The Pegasi Reaper is a two-door hypercar featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as part of the Further Adventures in Finance and Felony update.
Frick this voice. The frontal fascia of the car appears to primarily take influence from the Lamborghini Huracan. The side profiling is similar to that of the Lycan Hypersport. The xenon headlights seem to be inspired by those found on the Lamborghini Centenario. The lower portion of the doors, the curvature within the beltline, the side ram air intake in front of the rear wheels, and the sudden rise along the rear portion of the wheelbase take influences from those found on Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, and the stock wheel rim design is based on that of the Lamborghini Aventador SV. Overall, the Reaper is a good performing car. The car has good acceleration thanks to its high-powered engine. It has a rear-wheel drive and a light body weight. The vehicle's top speed is average compared to most high-end supercars. Due to its rear engine, rear-wheel drive, and light body weight, it is prone to spinning out in corners. Breaking the bank in the number no spot is the Ocelot Links with a price of $1.735 million. The Ocelot Links is a two-door sports coupe featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the continuation of the Cunning Stunts update. The Lynx seems to be heavily based on the Jaguar F-Type. It appears as a two-door coupe with a similar design to the Massacro, and it also vaguely resembles an Aston Martin Vanquish 2012 and DB11. The car has a subpar performance compared to the rest of the class. It oversteers and understeers randomly and is very unpredictable as it doesn't fare well in competitive races. The car also suffers from poor traction upon set-off. However, its high speed makes up for this. Even so, it is still outclassed by better vehicles under the sports category in terms of races. Firing shots in the number 8 spot is the Vapid FMJ with a price of $1.75 million. The Vapid FMJ is a two-door supercar featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the Further Adventures in Finance and Felony update. The FMJ takes a very futuristic appearance which is primarily intended to resemble the 2017 Ford GT, and the frontal fascia, headlamps, and grille are similar to the Aston Martin Vulcan. The vehicle has excellent performance with overall nippy handling, great traction, and a high top speed. The car's acceleration is very poor, being comparable to the Adder, but its turning radius and traction allow it to corner at unprecedentedly high speeds. The engine gives the car immense power to the rear wheels. In conclusion, the vehicle tends to spin out in a similar manner to the Reaper due to the weight of the engine distributed against a light body weight. Living a God's dream in the number 7 spot is the Pegasi Osiris with a price of $1.95 million. The Pegasi Osiris is a two-door hypercar featured in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the Ill-Gotten Games Part 1 update. The Osiris is heavily based on the Pagani Huayra. Its front end resembles the Lafari, and the rear lights and main spoiler design take heavy influence from the Pagani Zonda as well as the Pagani Huayra. The Osiris is impressive for a car of its class. The initial acceleration is slightly better than the Zentorno thanks to the increased traction. This traction along with its AWD makes the car very smooth at taking turns and rarely requires a drift to take a sharp corner. The Osiris is also very impressive off-road and is able to compete with other off-road vehicles uphill given its AWD and high torque output. With off-road tires, it is very formidable. The car is powered by a high-power engine pushing what is stated to be 750 bhp through the 6-liter V12. Its top speed also slightly superior to the Zentorno, although a few supercars still one-up it in top speed terms. Losing the number 5 spot to a killer is the Emperor ETR1 with a price of $1.995 million. The Emperor ETR1 is a two-door endurance car featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the Cunning Stunts update. The vehicle shares physical features with the Lexus LF-LC Vision Gran Turismo, the Gazoo Racing Lexus LFA, a modified Toyota 86, namely the R&D Sport Subaru BRZ GT300, the Toyota FT1 Concept, and the Nissan GTR Nismo GT3, taking the design of a touring car with a livery livery and several racing modifications. The car performs well for its type, surpassing the performance of many other cars in the supercar class. The vehicle has excellent traction thanks to its large spoiler, giving it large amounts of downforce when accelerating, as well as allowing it to retain speed in corners. The vehicle has a low revving engine compared to other endurance cars, however, it still supplies a large amount of power for its top speed. The engine sounds relatively powerful, but certainly isn't as high-pitched as the RE7B or Tyrus. Responsible for killing many car speeds in the number 5 spot is the Proton T20 with a price of $2.2 million. The Proton T20 is a two-door hypercar featured in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update. Overall, the T20's main body design is almost identical to the McLaren P1, however the headlamps and front bumper are more reminiscent of the McLaren 12C. The hood resembles that of a Touareg 600, the headlight arrangement and positioning is also similar to that of the TS 600s, whereas the headlights design are similar to those found on the Falcon F7, and the rear exhaust and the rear diffuser are similar to the Ferrari 488 GTB. The T20 has impressive acceleration and a very good top speed. The car's nippy handling helps it smoothly transition from lane to lane on highways, but poses as a threat in busy traffic. Since the handling can be unresponsive from time to time, the vehicle spoiler will raise when the vehicle is traveling at approximately 40 miles per hour and tilt on its axis to improve downforce over the rear axle and improve aerodynamic flow. Under braking, the spoiler will tilt forwards and down, increasing the surface area hit by airflow, thus acting as an air brake and slowing the car down quicker. Casting in the next Tron movie is the Nagasaki Shotaro with a price of $2.225 million. The Nagasaki Shotaro is a futuristic sports bike featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the continuation of the Bikers update. The Shotaro is a high-end sports bike based primarily on the Lotus CO1, but also shares some major visual similarities with the light cycle in the Tron films. More specifically, the 5th generation design featured in the 2010 sequel Tron Legacy. The Shotaro has an incredible top speed and acceleration, making it competitive with several other high-end sports bikes, including the Hakuchu Drag. In conclusion, it has great handling around curves and is able to temporarily perform wheelies at low speeds. My favorite car casting in the next Star Wars movie is the Anus RE7B with a price of $2.475 million. The Anus RE7B is a two-door endurance racing car featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the Cunning Stunts update. The car is heavily inspired by multiple racing cars, primarily the Nissan R390 GT1 and Mazda 787B, as well as the Aquila CR1 and Memo Rogers BMW. The headlamps bear a striking resemblance to the headlamps designed on the 2014 Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. The car has gull-wing doors in a similar manner to the Osiris. Being an endurance racing car, the vehicle is expected to perform well. The vehicle has a higher than average top speed and an acceleration is also impressive. However, the car has notable lack of traction upon taking off, meaning the vehicle lacks acceleration due to the weight. The vehicle has a powerful engine being relatively high revving and high pitch for its style, and the car tends to backfire through its side exhaust. Its major setback, however, is its high wheel spin due to its immense power, which can result in a delay before the RE7B can get going, which can be problematic for races. Furthermore, it has weak durability against harsh collisions, as without armor upgrades, it can greatly hinder the RE7B's performance. At higher speeds, the RE7B corners incredibly fast compared to other supercars, but struggles at lower speeds corners when the air passing over the car and the massive spoiler upgrade is not enough to keep the tires planted and retain enough grip, causing some slight understeer. Despite this, the RE7B is consistently competitive on proper racing circuits. Essential to most rappers of today in the number 2 spot is the Proton Tyrus with a price of $2.55 million. The Proton Tyrus is a two-door endurance racing car featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the Cunning Stunts update. The car takes clear influence from the McLaren F1 GTR Longtail, Saleen S7R, and the Mazda MT9 900R, seen heavily in the general shape and front and back fascia. The frontal fascia takes minor influence from the Quaife R4 GT1, whereas the side/frontal vents, headlights, and front overhang take inspiration from the aforementioned McLaren. The car performs extremely well and is of course classed in the superclass vehicles. The car has extreme grip but can still understeer around corners occasionally. It has a high top speed thanks to its extreme power. The engine sound is shared with the X80 Proto, being a very high revving engine, and the car tends to backfire when decelerating or revving quickly. Stealing your money, car speeds, girls, and more in the #1 spot is the X80 Proto with a price of $2.7 million. The Grotti X80 Proto is a two-door hypercar featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as a part of the continuation of the Further Adventures in Finance and Felony update. The X80 Proto is the first car in the series to be based on a concept hyper/racing car, namely the Ferrari F80 concept. It also bears a resemblance to the Devil 16. The large built-in rear spoiler doubles as an air brake and seems to take its inspiration from the Ferrari FXXK. And underneath the small diffuser mentioned earlier, a larger full-width carbon fiber diffuser can be found, which seems to be based on that of the green GT Le Mans prototype car. As expected, the X80 Proto is one of the best performing cars in the game. The car's exposed bodywork and carbon fiber usage gives it very little weight, comparable to the Panto and Futo. As well as this, traction is equally as good due to the all-wheel drive layout. The vehicle's powerful engine gives it the highest statistical top speed in the game, higher than that of the Adder by 1 km/h. The car also has rapid acceleration, although several other supercars such as the T20 and Osiris are competitive in this field. In terms of handling, the car is equipped with separate rear flaps which individually lift up and down according to both acceleration and cornering, in a similar manner to the T20. This gives the car excellent stability and control in cornering. However, the overall lightweight and phenomenal power still prove too much in some instances and cause the vehicle to spin out. The flaps also serve useful in braking situations. The car's exposed bodywork means it is incredibly vulnerable to damage and tires being shot out, unfortunately. The car is also prone to slight oversteer when cornering at high speeds, and reducing the revs and throttle midway through a corner can often result in slight loss of control, but this can easily be recovered by maintaining around 6,000 revolutions around corners. And there you have it, the top 10 of the top 20 expensive cars in GTA 5. I hope you decided by now which car you want to get or not get. Let me know if you want me to make more top stuff on GTA, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.